Thanks, Wes. And Cheryl Francis, the Lieutenant Governor's wife, has a very timely program called Stop the Bleeding, and it addresses violence and youth in the territory as well. Here's News Channel 8's Wes Small with that story.
And this beautiful lady standing next to me is Lieutenant Governor Gregory Francis's wife, the lovely Cheryl Francis. And today we're going to be talking about a subject that is pretty much near and dear and felt in the entire Virgin Island community, not only here, but down island, in the States, and also all over the world, due to the economic crisis and perhaps generations dropping the ball, as we've been seeing. Ms. Francis, you are now heading the Stop the Bleeding campaign. And we've heard about this, but now it's kind of a media blitz that you're going on, coming to a neighborhood near you.
Absolutely. What Stop the Bleeding is going to be doing is reaching out to the community overall as a whole, it's most especially to parents to connect with their children. This is going to be our second annual PSA. We've done one before where we talked to the community about the crime and what was happening with families losing their loved ones in the community. So now we're taking it one step further. We're saying, okay, parents, you need to really sit down and contact your children, talk to them, look at them in a different light, and understand what they're feeling and what they're experiencing on a daily basis.
Now, is this a national campaign as well with other politicians and so forth like that?
Yeah, well, it's not about politics, okay? This is all about doing what we do best, community service. What we're trying to do is we want to get the word out to all parents across this territory on all 3 islands. We want to get this information on the internet. We want to get this information on YouTube. We want to get parents to also get involved and do their due diligence of getting other parents involved. So this is a national problem. This is a problem that I think most parents don't realize we even have. You have a child in your home, you think you know your child think they know you, but you don't have a clue in most cases of what that child is going through every day.
It's not just about peeping in their book bags and getting on their cell phones and invading their privacy, because if you've had teenagers, you know that's the first thing they say. Yes. Mom, give me a break. I'm just going to the movies. It's more than that, though. A lot of times we see these things with the superstars, the celebrities coming on and say, sit and have dinner. I guess having dinner at a certain time is very important, isn't it?
Yes. It's not only having dinner, but having a conversation. And in that conversation, you find out from that child, for example, what are you doing today? What did you do today? Did you have a hard day?
Yeah.
What problems did you encounter today? You know, did you pass your exam that you took? Are you studying? Do you need to study? You know, I'm here to help you as a parent.
And I want sharing.
Absolutely. And as a parent, you're letting that child know you're with them 100%. You know, whatever they're experiencing, you're experiencing it with them. And that's what I think a lot of our children are lacking, that they don't have that connection with their home front.
It's called Stop the Bleeding campaign. God only knows this reporter has been to too many funerals. And I've got to tell you something. It's hitting closer and closer to home. We're all feeling it. So thank you very much, Ms. Francis. It's called Stop the Bleeding campaign, and News Channel 8. We are proud to be involved with that. With the Lieutenant Governor's lovely wife, Ms. Francis, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.
Thanks, Wes. And in other news tonight, it is my pleasure to announce to you that here at News Channel 8, we just received this award from the Daily News Readers Poll. It reads that News Channel 8 is the best local news in the Virgin Islands on St. Croix. And us here at the news team at News Channel 8 are very proud to receive this award and are also aware that we could not have received this award without viewership like yourself. When you see news happen, give us a call at News Channel 8 at 778-5008, extension 226. That's 778-5008, extension 226. Again, this is a hearty thank you from the Daily News Readers Poll and from viewers like yourself, as well as for myself personally. This is, of course, less than a year that I've been sitting in this position for you, and I'm very proud to be here. Stay with us on News Channel 8. We have more news after the break. Welcome back, and now is a story that only News Channel 8's Wes Small could bring you. He's bringing you the top 3 stinkiest smells on St. Croix. Are they near you? Let's take a look.
Thanks a lot, Jerome. Yeah, today we're investigating things that make you go, talking about stinky smells. Now, of course, I guess we could all get started around the area of the airport. After all, that's where the Anguilla landfill is. But, you know, it's real interesting. A lot of times you leave the airport, especially like with a visitor or something like that, and if you you're enclosed in a car, you're driving by, and you smell something, the pungent odor, and you kind of look at that person like, you could at least say, excuse me. But it's not them. It's actually coming from that area, from the Anguilla landfill area. Moving right along, I believe the second stinkiest place might be the area of Clifton Hill and around the Hovenza. And, of course, we monitor Hovenza every day to make sure that the things that they pump out don't hurt us health-wise. But if you talk to Mr. Jones up at Clifton Hill with his oil drops and the problems with their cisterns and the ongoing funky smell, yep, they're right on the list at number 2. But I believe the most funkiest smell on St. Croix emanates from right here. You know, I've been here for like 3 decades, about 30 years, and I got to tell you something. It never ceases to amaze me, that smell, that odor that's around this area here in Beeston Hill, around the Cuesta Verde area. This has been an ongoing battle for years about who's responsible. Actually, the area we're talking about is in that area there of a gut. Actually manholes that are backed up. I've been doing some research, and here's what I found. First, I figured I'd call EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. And you know what they said? They said, Wes, we just analyzed the situation. I said, well, who should I go to? They said, you need to go to Department of Planning and Natural Resources, DPNR. I said, okay. I went to DPNR. You know what they said? DPNR said, we regulate the problem. Nah, you need to go to Public Works. So I went to Public Works, and then I went over there, and Mr. Centron at Public Works, well, he said, no, you know, your problem is waste management. I said, okay. I figured I'd go to Waste Management and see what's going on over there. And I talked to Miss Stella Sanders, and she said, no, the problem is Public Works. So, you be the judge. EPA, DPNR, Public Works, Waste Management, and then back to Public Works. And if this reporter's got to go through that, God only knows what a normal citizen has to go through, like the poor lady in Catherine's Rest with all her problems and so forth. So I said, let's go to one more solution, one more agency, the St. Croix Environmental Association. They can help me with this funky smell.
All right, well, I think you're talking about the smell at this particular time up around Beeston Hill, Cuesta Verde, coming down through that area. And I know that is an area that we get some nasty odors periodically, and there's a few other sites along the island. Well, my understanding is that it is a methane or organic, you know, it's organic decomposition. It's sewer smell coming out of that particular area and coming up, emanating, as my understanding is, coming up through the manhole in that area, manholes in that area. And so as gas builds up in those lines, it's discharged through any way it can escape, any way that gas can escape, and it comes up through the manholes in that area. I don't know that there's any kind of I don't believe there's a pump station or a lift station in that particular area, and I know that's been issues that we've dealt with in other areas of the island where there's been problems there. I don't know what the condition of the pipes are in that area, so whether there are any cracks in the pipes. Not to my knowledge, there are not. So I think what's happening is that you get the gas buildup in the pipes, and it's got to go somewhere, and it goes up through those manholes. My question from St. Croix Environmental Association is that a public hazard, or is it a nuisance? Clearly, it's the latter. Without any question, it's definitely, at minimum, it's annoyance, and it needs to be dealt with. And how you vent those gases that build up in that particular area, I don't know. It's my understanding that something to do with the geography. It's pumped up to that area, and then from there it starts down, and it goes by gravity down to Fig Tree, and then from there over to the Anguilla, the waste treatment plant in Fig Tree. And so, if that's the high area of the pipe system, then that's logically where a gas is going to go out. Gases rise, and so they're going to go through the highest point in the system. And so, to me, that's an area that we need to think about. How do we you can't allow gas to build up, because then it becomes explosive.
This thing's hot. I don't know what smells worse, this area or this mask. Anyway, that's the situation as is. Until we do something about the pumping stations from LBJ all the way up through Fig Tree and the other areas, I guess one agency will just send you to another agency. That's how the ball rolls. Or should I say, that's how the smell stinks. Here at Beeston Hill, I'm Wes Small for News Channel 8.